If you wish, you can now find us on imdb.com. This is Corey, and this is the Anthem Podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it's Rob. I'm super happy to be on Robert Cheek on IMDb.
Yeah, as an associate producer.
Ooh.
Now, what exactly does an associate producer do?
I think I just stood there, right? Isn't that basically?
Yeah, that's basically the job.
Yeah, I think so. I was directing the talent a little bit. I also was in the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Can I get some appreciation?
You didn't have a line, though.
Yes, I did. I was talking. It was picked up on the thing.
Technically an extra.
So I have to be unnamed? Is that what's going on?
You're just guy in bar.
Damn it. We'll put that on IMDb.
Guy in bar.
Yeah, can we actually get Jim to update his movie and put me on there as well?
Yeah.
As whatever it was?
Yeah, it was...
I was really anxious to see... dude with black hat. Dude black Nike hat.
Nike hat.
Good grief.
I saw some guy with a Nike hat recently, by the way, and it was just kind of like a PTSD flashback. It was like, oh my God, Rob. Oh, wait. Never mind.
So, yeah, but we're super happy. You can find it on IMDb now.
Yeah. Corey Baker, Robert Cheek,
Colin Graves, and
Veronica Summers. And Laura and Lonnie.
Everybody. Look at you.
The whole crew.
And is everybody's first credit?
Oh, I believe so.
Okay. So it's only upwards from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So it's going to start at 2014 and go on. Although, like I said, Jim, get on your job. Back us up to
Back it up to 2002.
Was it 2002?
2003 or something like that.
Oh, God, man.
I still remember the conversation I had with you outside where I was just like, I like smoking in New York City more than I like smoking anywhere else.
That's true.
I clearly remember that conversation.
Yeah.
So for all you people who say I got a bad memory, suck on that one. I remember a solitary conversation from...
Just that
12 years ago.
Just that. Don't remember what you had for breakfast today.
No.
Remember that conversation.
I had potato chips for breakfast.
Well, speaking of the OTA Fitness Challenge, by the way to keep that up. How's it going with that?
I have gained a smidge back.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, though, what are you doing? What are you doing for the diet?
Nothing. Just not drinking Coke. But, to be fair, to rationalize it a little bit, I have been working like a crazy fiend.
Okay.
So I haven't really had time to, I could have eaten better.
Right.
But I didn't have time to, go to the gym or anything like that.
You know what helps?
What?
Meal prep. Meal prep is the money.
Well, I like the Instagram picture that you put up of your second month of meal prep.
I hope
you're not preparing an entire month of food in one sitting.
A week in advance. And it takes me about 4 hours to make a week worth of food.
All right.
And most of that is just letting the rice cook. But other than that, I mean, it's awesome. It's easy to do. I recommend it. Because for me, it's perfect. I run in, I get the food, I cook it in the microwave, I'm out. So with my busy lifestyle, it's perfect.
But so far, I've seen good reactions to the OTA Fitness Challenge. I think people are starting to get involved.
I noticed. Have you looked at the pictures on Instagram?
No.
There are some that aren't us. Or
really?
Some that aren't me. I think that people... the bots might be picking it up, or maybe other people are and don't know what it is, and so they're just adding the hashtags in. Could be that.
I'm going to have to go and check and see if. Well,
you should add at the Anthem on Instagram.
Absolutely.
At LegendCB5 and at Robert and Cheek, and make sure you hashtag your pictures with hashtag OTA Fitness Challenge.
Don't be offended if I don't follow you back on Instagram because I don't really have.
Right. Well, he just hates you. So, but so you still cut out the sodas, or you gave up soda for Lent, right? So that's
Correct.
not coming back. So, but anything else? I know you guys used to do racquetball. You're not doing any gym at all.
Not at the moment. Rob, Clark, and I would play racquetball, and I'd very much like to go back and play racquetball.
Right.
We got sidelined for a while because Rob had the
arm,
shoulder, and
such.
But now I think we played a couple weeks back, maybe a month back or so.
I gotta move to Baltimore.
Yeah, you do.
I love that EP was talking about that, and she was like, Rob Clark. So I was like, yeah, we got to figure out some sort of nickname system.
Philly Rob or something like that.
I don't know. We got like a whole week while we're on vacation. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think it'll naturally happen. There'll be some sort of delineation.
Something will happen. Well, we could do Stupid Rob.
Could do that. I prefer not that.
Regular Rob and Stupid Rob.
Maggie's Rob and Free Agent Rob. I think that's. I think those are both good.
Do you have an OTA Fitness Challenge word for this week?
We do, yeah. Let's go ahead and we're going to use #cardio because I got to say that I'm making the transition. Up until now, I'm on my going into month 2 of meal preps and trying to do daily gym visits, doing at least 6 days a week at the gym. And I've been doing a lot of cardio. And cardio is very important because it helps lead to everything else. When I restarted for the challenge, I was like so frustrated because I was doing a 10-minute mile. And then I got a reminder from Time Hop, because thank you, Time Hop, of
Fuck Turtle.
Well, that. But when I started last year, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I let myself go 16-minute mile. I was like, fucking 16-minute mile? Good God. But so the 10-minute mile wasn't that bad. So now we're down to under a 9-minute mile for 1 mile, and then I could sustain 9 minutes over 2. So we're cardio anyway. So cardio is very important.
I wonder what my mile is right now.
Probably not
great
for
me to run a mile.
Probably not great.
Probably not.
No.
I'll find out.
We can work on that. And the problem,
you know
is
what?
also,
at some point this week, I'll go and on the OD Anthem Instagram,
gonna update.
I'll put the thing there.
Yeah. See what it looks like.
5-hour mile.
Stopped for a cigarette.
Stopped. Went outside. Smoked a cigarette. Came back in.
Yeah. But no.
Well, I can't go more than an hour without smoking. And I'm not doing it on the treadmill because they frown upon that sort of thing at the gym.
Unless it's Planet Fitness. I think everything goes there. So you probably be fine.
I love the picture of the guy like with the sandwich, like doing like the ab exercise and like going.
You know, I love everything about like the guy sitting on the machine incorrectly eating pizza, and I'm like,
please stop,
just don't. And then I realized I couldn't do Planet Fitness because despite the fact that I'm not don't seriously work out, they would be hitting the lunk alarm. Because like when I'm lifting, I'm like fuck you, like talking to myself and stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently that is frowned upon at that establishment too.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, and I'm going to do a 2-minute thing about it. Just it's a scheme. The whole thing's a big scheme because they know what they do is they target people who don't go to the gym. They target people who don't go to the gym so that if the gym holds 200 people, they will sell 3,000 memberships because they know you won't go to the gym.
Right.
And then they offer free pizza. And they know that you'll come because you'll tell yourself, I'll work out and then I'll get pizza, or I'll work out and then I'll get donuts. Yeah. And then 3 weeks later, when you haven't been to the gym, you'll say, boy, I went like a week ago. So I'll pay for another month because it's only $5 or it's only $10 or whatever it is. Anyway, so it's a huge scheme to keep you fat. That's what it is. Yeah. And some people have the thought that I have, which is part of my gym membership is fat tax. If I don't go, I'm still paying for a gym membership. I'm paying a tax to not go to the gym. Yeah. I might as well use it if I have it. And some people are the same way, and they just go to Planet Fitness and like, I pay $10 a month. If I don't go, it's a fat tax. I am insane, so I also think the thing like if I go 30 days, my $30 a month membership, $1 a day. Right. I go 15 days, $2. Now it's $2 a day. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I go 10 days, it's $3. You know, so it forces me to go every day. When I miss a day, I think about what was that worth? That was worth $1 or $2. Oh
man, my gym experience today cost $0.
Right. So, and I'm going for the goal of going twice a day, so it's actually 50 cents a day. I could support a kid in Costa Rica.
Do 2 a days.
I could do 2 a day. I mean, it's a 24-hour gym. That's why I like it. Yeah. And I have this idea in my head that if I get as passionate as some other people, I'll do 2 a days. I'll get up and go to the gym in the morning and then go at night. I just don't have the fucking time for that.
I think that's my me personally. I don't like waking up 1 second earlier than I have to.
But you have.
That's me though. Yeah.
The good thing to do, by the way, would be to set a time and get up at the same time every day. And I don't follow that. I can give the advice without actually following it.
Right. It's one of those I'll tell you about it, but I won't actually do it type of things.
But I did it for a while. And something else I listened to on Umanu the way up here was about how when you're in love, you can sleep less. And it was back when I was in love. And I said it for... fuck. I said it for... That's my reaction to love now. Fuck. But I...
fucking love.
I said it for 6 o'clock every day. And even on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm up out of bed at 6 o'clock. And I'm ready to
all
go.
you people out there who are currently in love listening to this... Rob says, fuck you.
Yes, I do say fuck you. But anyway.
I, on the other hand, say I support all your decisions.
Right.
But there's somebody better out there.
Just
letting you know.
This guy's out there.
No, I'm not even speaking about me.
No, I meant me. I'm out there, yeah.
Well, no, not Rob either. But somebody.
Yeah. You can always do better.
Yeah. Somewhere out there, Brad Pitt really likes you.
Yeah, right. Anyway, but you do...
So, dump your boyfriend, Jimmy.
Call Rob. Get the boyfriend out of your system, and then go look for the
go try and get Brad Pitt.
Yeah. So
I wonder if there's somebody who actually has a boyfriend, Jimmy, and it's just like,
that's for me. That message is for me.
They're talking about me. Jimmy, we got to end it.
This is done. Here's your ring back. 15 years. We just get
who cares? 15 messages on the Anthem Twitter. It's just like from Jimmy, the bad boyfriend. It's just like, listen, at the Anthem. I don't know what the fuck your problem is with my life.
Tell me where you live. I'm coming over right now. Fuck you, Jimmy. You hear me? Fuck you, Jimmy. Anyway.
Jimmy.
So the other side of the cardio equation, I mean, what I've been talking about is running, obviously doing a mile, the racquetball is more like interval. It's a flurry of activity and then we pause. And then a flurry of activity and then we pause.
Yeah, but the pause isn't like football pausing.
No. But I like that actually. And I find I feel more worked out when I do something like racquetball, like basketball, where we take like a breath and then inbound the ball and go.
Right.
Like, just enough to catch the edge and then go hard again.
Yeah.
And I try to do that on the treadmill, but then you look like an idiot because, like, 9 mile an hour, 5 mile an hour. 9 mile an hour.
I don't even give a shit at what people think about me on the treadmill.
Well, I have to put earphones in because I get self-conscious. They're like, thump, 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 thump. I feel like I'm stomping because it's really loud.
Well, what I do is I go in with the iPod. And I just go based off of whatever music plays, like on shuffle.
Oh, like you speed up and slow down?
Yeah, like, so, like, if I'm running, like, if I'm listening to Michelle Branch, I'm doing, like, a nice leisurely jog.
Right, and then
but then
like,
all of a sudden,
light it up, light it up.
Dragon Force comes on, and I'm just like, God damn it! 18 miles an hour, just like, when will this 8-minute song end?
So, right behind the treadmill I always
By the way, if you ever want to run faster than you're currently running,
music is key.
A great track for you to listen to is Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force.
And not to plug them because they're not paying us, but iHeartRadio has channels that match beat per minute.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, so it's like you want to do 160 beats per minute, you turn the music on, and then what you'll find is you'll speed up just because you want your footsteps to match the beat within the within the music. So, but behind my treadmill that I always use is the emergency, like hit the button to call 911. You don't have to actually dial. You hit the button and they show up.
Yeah.
And my friend Cherish, who's probably listening, hey Cherish, she's always like, you better hit that bitch on the way down because I ain't helping you. When I kick it up to like 11 miles an hour and I'm like, ah. Yeah, she's like doing her elliptical. She's like, you better hit that button on the way down. And I'm okay.
I feel like I run fast just based off of what people tell me they're running on the treadmill.
No, you don't. You don't. It was sustained, like a sustained run or a burst?
Burst.
Oh, well, I mean, I could run 25 miles an hour for about 15 seconds. Well, that's not true. I could keep up with the fastest thing on the treadmill for about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I dial it back because that's all I got.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could do that on the street. It's more like, oh shit, 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 stop.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I saw an interesting thing today, speaking of fitness. Did you see they're now talking about doing full body transplants? I
heard you speak of this.
Yes.
I didn't look into it specifically, but
all
I know is that I'm not quitting smoking anytime soon. And
so my response to that was like, well, shit.
Why am I even spending time losing weight? Who knows? I could get Jared Leto's body, and then I'm on easy street.
Right.
All I have to do is maintain.
Just maintain until stay alive.
Which, as we know, is easier than losing weight.
Right. So I was thinking, like, if I can just, they're saying 2017 will be the first one. Like, stretch that thing out to 2020. Hell yeah. So if they do it successfully, I'm telling everyone now, and don't give me shit about it when it happens, I'm picking up smoking again. I'm going to do all the unhealthy shit that I did because I know that it doesn't matter. I think I'll be able to get a new body.
I want to, you know what I think I would do? I would just, like, waste my body. And then when it's time for the replacement, I'd just be like that, you see that picture on the internet all the time of that old man with, like, the 24-pack of abs?
Right.
Just, like, taking a selfie in the mirror. Like, I want to be that guy.
That can't be real, by the way. That can't be real. I can't imagine.
I want to be a 60-year-old guy who's had his whole body transplanted because I've done horrible, horrible things to it.
No, wait.
And then just replaced it with, like, a 24-year-old's.
Well, we were discussing this before. What is your universal fear, though, in getting a new body?
Oh. Well, this is your universal.
Not my fear. I guess it would be mine because you're already dealing with it, so you're used to it.
Anything's an improvement from this point on. But no, Rob was talking about like when he gets his full body transplant and he does like the Abercrombie model's body.
Yeah, like, it is like a 9-pack.
Yeah,
and the V.
Exactly. And then as soon as he gets out of the hospital, he's just like, he can finally move on his own. He's just like, pulls the pants forward. He's just like, no!
And I'm micro penis guy.
Micro penis. World's smallest dick. By the way, you ever want to feel really bad about your penis size, just type world's smallest dick into Pornhub.
No. Go to mytinydick.com. The dude's got like 11 inches. He's like, I've never seen a dick this small before. How do you even use this thing?
There was one video that we saw. Yes, we were watching porn before the video started. There was a one where it's just like the title of the video is like, you know, whatever, Lexi with the world's smallest cock, or the smallest cock she's ever seen. And she's got like 2 hands like stroking
working
it. It's like a fucking garden hose. And
Jesus Christ.
She might as well just be like, why?
It's not even worth it. Oh, God.
Does this take any work?
But yeah, so I
can't feel it in my stomach.
I recommend Average Joe.
Because as we know, that's where the penis goes if it's long enough.
Wait, are you the Republican?
Right up into the stomach. Where the babies happen.
I was going to say, the Republican guy, you're like, if she swallows a camera, can we confirm pregnancy? No, Senator. That's those two systems aren't actually attached. Oh, good to know. Good to know. By the way, he's on the health and human safety,
the women's rights issue.
Like, thank God you're on this panel. I'm glad we can educate you.
I always like how whenever it comes time to like divide everybody into committees and subcommittees and stuff like that, it's just like, who here hasn't passed 5th grade science?
You're on the science committee.
I have. All right, Ted Cruz, you're on the science committee.
Yeah. Like, we're going to put people on there so they can learn rather than govern.
I feel like they should have to take the test that I took for like foreign language placement.
Right.
Like when I went to Hofstra, they like gave me like a standardized test. They're like, this is going to find out how good you are at Spanish.
How'd that work out for you?
I got placed in like honors Spanish 9 or whatever.
Honors? That's high school. Wait, what are we talking about there?
No, like whatever the highest Spanish course they had was.
Oh, 4. You placed into 4.
Yeah.
Okay. And how'd that work out?
The like, you are fluent and can teach other people Spanish.
How'd that work out for you?
I didn't take that class because I wasn't.
See, I took 5. I took the conversational.
They said like, oh, hey, you placed for the highest Spanish course possible.
Right.
And my response was, okay.
See, you're fluent.
But
hit it, Manny.
We need more Manny in the podcast video.
So, speaking of shit that happened this week, obviously big things going on this week.
Real quick, one more Oh the Anthem related thing before we get going.
Yeah,
I'm going to put up the event on Facebook this week. There's still not details. We're still working that out.
Right.
But in the meantime, you can say, yay, I would like to be there, or no, I don't like you.
Those are your only choices.
Those are the only choices. That's naturally where my mind goes when people say no to me. So,
right.
Yeah. look out for that and say you're going to come to our live event, because that would be a lot of fun.
And it will most likely be in the greater Baltimore area. So if you're in New York, sorry, we're not coming to you.
Right.
Zach, we're not coming to L.A., although, seriously, if we had the chance, I'd say, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it with 4 people in L.A., over 100 people in Baltimore.
Rent out the Dolby Theater.
Yeah.
Just like, this is the Anthem Podcast. Here's the live crowd.
Yay! Thanks, Zach. So, do you just want to come up and get on mic?
Hey, Zach, and 3 other people I know in L.A.
Right. Oh, man. Anyway, so to go back to my smooth segue that you ruined.
Yeah, sorry.
So big things happening this week.
Oh, God.
And
Thank God we're talking about this.
I was going to say, I know that we didn't actually get a chance to talk about it, but I know that you were posting about it online, so I'm assuming that you are deep involved.
I'm so fucking sick and tired of this blue dress thing. It's blue and gold.
Well,
it's clearly blue and gold.
First of all, it's not blue and gold.
If you show me a picture of a dress that's blue and gold and ask me what color it is, I'm going to say blue and gold.
Yeah, but it's not blue and gold.
Just like if you ask me what color the sky is, I'm going to say blue, even though it's not really blue. The reason why it appears blue is because that the sun hits the blue photons in the sky and not the red, and that's why the sunset looks red and not the...
Maybe you should retake that 5th grade science. Ted Cruz.
It's close enough.
Corey Baker, you're on the science committee.
At least the reason why I didn't say that it was blue is because it's covered in conservative tears or something like that.
Because we live inside the eyeball of a blue-eyed giant.
Yeah.
Which is from Game of Thrones. I watched all the Game of Thrones past couple days. Anyway.
Thanks for ruining it for me. But yeah, that fucking dress is blue and gold. And
okay,
can we all fucking just stop with it already?
It's blue and black.
The real dress is blue and black. I don't give a shit. I don't. Anybody who says it's white and gold just needs to end it.
But they see white and gold. The picture to them is white and gold. So they're merely saying white and gold because that's what they see.
I don't ask my dad what color things are because he's colorblind and he doesn't know.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that explains things. When I'm like, hand me the ketchup, and he like hands me mustard. Just kidding, Bill. Sorry.
Well, he also can't read. So
okay, that's true too.
He's got a lot of problems. He should probably run for Congress.
I was picturing that the 1950s bottles that are just like identically red and yellow. Not even with the like, oh yeah, the bottle that's in any restaurant, it's going to say mustard on the side or ketchup and look completely different.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, not important.
I miss the days with the glass bottles where you had to give it the solid like pop on the bottom.
You're like knifing it.
Get out of here, you fucking ketchup.
By the way, I think that's why there's so many psychopath murderers. It's because when we were growing up, we were like stabbing the ketchup.
4 years old, we're just digging knives and
the pleasure of the knife and the
blood.
Red
liquid coming out.
Yes, and then sometimes you pull it out and you spread it.
Yeah,
lick the knife.
But that's what you were talking about, right? The blue dress?
That's not what I was talking about. This is part of the problem. So, the fucking blue dress. While the blue dress is going on, and it is blue, everybody just so that's clear, and it's the way your eyes perceive light, and if you saw white... first of all, I do want to talk about that. I suggested, and it was roundly defeated, if you see white and gold, it means that your brain is less evolutionarily developed.
Yeah.
If you see blue and black, that means that your eyes can decipher light in the background from the actual color of things, and it's something about evolutionary development of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggested, if you say it's white and gold, that we round you up and put you into camps. But apparently this offended some people, and they did.
Some people didn't find the humor in this.
They didn't find the humor in me saying, well, if you're less evolutionarily developed, we should put you in camps. And they were saying things, and they were calling me mean names. Well, what they meant to be mean, I took as praise. But nonetheless, people didn't take too kindly to that.
Well, we always say stupid things on the internet from time to time. Welcome to the Anthem Podcast.
Just you, me, and the internet. Judgment-free zone. Yeah, just you, me, and the internet. Anyway, so...
No, but what could possibly be more important than this fucking dress?
So, then, I don't know if you saw, but Chicago apparently had a CIA-style jail set up on the northeast side. Yeah, super boring. Here's what I'm going to say.
Wasn't that like 3 years ago that National Defense Authorization Act thing happened?
It was. And 3 years ago I said, if we're not careful, the cops are going to set up secret jails where they're going to torture people and no constitutional protections apply. And Corey and everyone else, including the bitch that I was dating at the time, said, why are you being so crazy?
No,
this will never happen.
I was very upset about it at the time.
That's true too.
I was very upset about it.
I needed a name. I couldn't just say the bitch that I was dating at the time. But no, and I said this allows them to set up secret jails. Like instead of being in Turkey where they're torturing people, they'll be here and torturing people. And people were like, "Listen, you went full tinfoil. Never go to full tinfoil."
Can I talk for a minute?
Yes, go ahead. Tell me how the dress is more important.
The dress is clearly blue and gold. I don't know why. Like, just fucking for love, it's blue and gold. Just deal with it. All right, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
So that is obviously more important than the fact that the Guardian has found that there is a secret jail.
And one other thing, just because you found the actual dress like on Amazon or something like that doesn't mean that the picture that you showed me is any different. Like, if you ask me what's on the picture, I don't give a shit what the... If you show me a picture of Manute Bol and he looks like he's Asian, and you say, like, what ethnicity does this person look like? And I'd be like, oh, he looks Asian. He's like, nope, he's Nigerian. I'd be like, oh, man, you fooled me. All right, well, whatever. He looks Asian.
I don't even know where you were going with that. But the point is that...
it's hard for me to find reasons to talk about this fucking dress.
Is that Chicago set up a secret jail where they didn't book you. You didn't have a right to an attorney. They tortured people. And it all happened to American citizens.
Yeah.
And that was going on in the city of Chicago. The Chicago police were directly asked by the reporters from The Guardian. And they said, no jail like that exists. But if it did exist, it's authorized under the NDAA. And I'm like, what? Now the Chicago PD is sounding like the FBI and the CIA? Like, no, we absolutely do not have forces in the area. But if they were in the area,
they'd be on Monroe Street.
Only there because the president authorized it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So, American citizens who say I'm a crackpot and I'm crazy and that the police state is not that big a deal, there are jails. And this is one that's been pointed out. That doesn't mean it's the only one that exists.
Yeah.
There are jails where police will take you against your will. They will put you in cuffs, but you are not arrested because no constitutional rights apply. That happens when you get arrested. You'll never go to a police precinct. They won't fingerprint you. They won't take your picture. They won't take your information. Nothing. What they will do is they will stick you in a room, and when they are ready, they will waterboard you, a version of waterboarding, which is that instead of doing the actual waterboarding, they put a towel across your face. In torturous waterboarding, generally, they don't use a towel. They tuck a towel in your mouth, which is a whole different thing. But anyway, they put the towel across your face. They waterboard you. They sleep deprive you until you admit to doing what you were doing. And they found 5 people. One guy got arrested with personal possession of pot. Something that, by the way, 150 miles away, maybe it's a stretch, 500 miles away, perfectly legal. Perfectly legal to own and buy it from a store. Mm-hmm. And he gets taken to this secret prison where they torture him for 6 or 7 days and then release him. And they say, if you ever say anything about this place, we'll fucking kill you. Or you can end up back in here for good. We can hold you as long as we want.
Can I talk for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you ask me about Chicago,
right,
I will tell you that Gino's is the best pizza. The best deep dish you can find.
Right.
I don't really think that... I mean, like, Wrigley Field is cool and all. Mm-hmm. It's worth going to. I don't know if it was really comfortable for a game. There's no point in going to U.S. Cellular Field. It's just a shithole.
Okay.
But that pregame buffet was pretty nice. I might do that again when next time I find myself in the Windy City.
I wouldn't recommend it because you might end up in a fucking prison, a secret prison forever. The kind of place that people like I fear because I say
like
shit.
Every city has its ups and downs.
Yeah, Baltimore's going to put roving.
Baltimore has a really nice harbor.
And they're going to have
but
roaming.
you might get killed by somebody who sells drugs in West Baltimore.
Right. Chicago.
It's a pro and con.
Chicago. Great pizza.
Amazing city with great pizza. You may end up in a jail for the rest of your life.
And nobody will know what happened to you.
Yeah. People will just be like, where did Rob go?
Right. You will be black bagged.
Yeah.
And for people like me who say fuck the police pretty often, sometimes to the police, this kind of thing scares me.
What?
Yeah, who would ever think I would do that? Foundingthefuture.us. So the other thing that happened while people were talking about the dress, did you see the thing about the fucking llamas?
You're supposed to come up with another serious thing.
Oh, was I? Am I ruining the bit?
Yeah.
Well, see, no, because we got to go. You have to bring up the joking thing, and then I bring up the serious thing. So there's another.
Now everybody's in on this.
So, did you see the other big thing that was in the news this week, Corey?
What was the other big thing that was in the news this week?
This is when you're...
Oh, you're talking about the llamas.
Right, yeah. Let's reboot the bit. Reboot the bit. Okay, so the last thing...
real quick, since we've ruined the bit...
Break down the fourth wall.
Let me just say that I think that whole thing in Chicago is sickening. And right. I knew it was going to happen, and I'm fucking mad as hell, and I can't take it anymore.
Except for
I might just kill myself on air.
Okay, well, for
network.
If you're gonna do that, take some people out with you. That's what I'm gonna say. Go down to CPAC. Go down to CPAC and pull it.
I saw a video about how many balloons you could shoot a bullet through. Mm-hmm. There's 4, by the way, right. Filled with water.
Right,
because it just slows down as it goes through, just like you would be slow if you were running through the water. So I wonder if I were to set up a line with people next to me,
right,
and shoot through my head and then through the heads of other people.
How many
would just stop at?
Probably not something we should investigate.
No,
I don't think so.
Something tells me that just saying that out loud on the internet has put me on a list. New list, separate from the list I was on before.
You're on a podcast with me. If there's a list, you're already on it. I've been on those lists for quite a long time.
Rob's on the list, and by default, Corey as well.
Exactly right. I'm
getting dragged away. I'm just like, what did I do? Rob. No!
We're going to torture you.
I knew that would haunt me.
Right, yeah. So I'm just hoping that this leads to some sort of uprising amongst the people, but it won't because of things like the other news story from this week.
You know what the uprising should be?
Okay, God, I was just trying to segue to that.
You know what the uprising should be?
What's that?
I'm pretty fucking sick and tired of this left shark. The right shark is where it's at.
Right. Yeah.
Where's the violent indignation of the right shark people? Why haven't we marched to the? Why haven't we taken back the night for the right shark?
Right.
He was the star of the show.
Not Katy Perry.
No, she's not real.
The more you know.
The right shark was actually trying. The left shark was an asshole. Go right shark.
Okay, so the other thing that happened this week was net neutrality. Yay!
Yay! We talked about that on episode...
Episode?
That bit doesn't work when we're not on video.
Ah, shit!
The Seahawks in the back.
For those who don't watch us on video, who listen to the audio, if you watch the video, I think the Super Bowl preview episode, when
we didn't know who was going to be in the Super Bowl,
right? There was the cover the mouth, and then we'll insert the audio later. So what was the point of that? Net neutrality.
Yeah.
So we talked about net neutrality many episodes ago, and thankfully the FCC came out with rules that create they follow Title II of the Federal Communications Act of 1934, which means that there will be a lot of protections for the internet. There is no fast lane. Comcast came out and said they were going to sue, and then they came out and said, whoa, we didn't say we were going to sue, but they did. Verizon's talking about suing. Everyone's going to sue, which means that they'll have to be more stricter. There will be more strict rules. There'll be another rule-setting thing, or the judge will overturn it. Who knows? But either way, what that really means, though, is that from here on out...
By the way, it was episode 6, if you want to check it out.
God damn, really?
Yeah. That's when this whole thing started.
A year ago.
We talked about Solange versus Jay-Z that episode.
Jesus Christ! $1 billion in an elevator. $1 billion in an elevator.
And we argued over the science of climate change.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of stuff in the last year. 47 episodes. Good grief. Anyway, so
41 weeks ago when this became an issue.
So the good thing is that it's done. If you haven't seen Chairman Wheeler?
Yeah, Tom
Wheeler, you should watch the video somewhere around minute 4 and then again at minute 8. He gets real passionate about it. And it's as much passion as you're going to see the FCC hearings. It's fantastic. But
you know what I think he should have done if he really wanted to win over the internet?
Talk about right shark.
No, he would have to talk about left shark.
Left shark. Because
me and the good righteous people of the right shark camp have been tragically what is it? Fuck. What the hell is that?
That is
that like some sort of Snapchat where
Yeah.
like you can only see like bits at a time?
yeah. So
Is that titties?
it is titties in a.
Well, put it back to that part. All right, yeah,
See that.
not too bad.
So everyone,
Whoever that is.
should I have this my new favorite program is called Confide.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Snapchat, but you can text. And once you've looked at the message, it only lines of the messages are shown at any one time. So you can't screenshot. It tells me if they try to screenshot, but it doesn't let you. And even if they do get around that, it only lets you see one line at a time. So you can't assure that any lines are in any particular message. It also hides pictures, and everything gets deleted when you get rid of the picture.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect app. It's for business, for people for business, like lawyers who need to send text messages back and forth to clients and don't want them to be used.
Don't want them to be found out by the man.
Right.
National
Also,
Defense Authorization Act.
Right.
2012.
but also good for titties.
Well, if it's good for titties, it's good for me.
Right. So everybody should download Confide. And guess what? You can find me on Confide at Robert and Cheek.
I don't think there's many things you can't find Robert on.
I am on everything. Yik Yak.
Now IMDb.
Now IMDb, which was one of the ones I couldn't get on myself. So now I'm on. Anyway, so the other thing that you talked about net neutrality leading into this is if we didn't have net neutrality, it's a likelihood that we wouldn't know about the fucking llamas from this week.
Right. Llamas were great.
And they streamed
I didn't
for
see
whatever.
a single minute of it until this morning. But
Right. But that streamed live.
I do like llamas.
It streamed live, and if between ABC 10, I think is what it was, and you here in Baltimore, if there were people who didn't allow bandwidth to get there because Netflix was taking up too much of it, or Etsy, or Amazon, whoever was
Etsy.
Whatever.
Too many crafts.
Whoever was paying for a Fastlane internet, you might not be able to stream that. It might have been like going back to the dark ages of 56K. You remember that?
Yeah. That was my favorite part. The one that went real guttural.
Hashtag things kids today don't understand. The favorite part of the dialogue.
There's some sort of 11-year-old who's just like, 56K? What is it, a gift?
Oh, God. Waiting all day for that porn picture to load. Come on!
All I want is a tit. Just a single tit.
So your favorite part of the dial-up tone was what? When it went from real high pitch to low?
Yeah, well, like, because it had the high, and then the middle, and then the low. But the low always seemed to come out of nowhere. It always surprised me. It was like, boo. Boo. That's the one I liked.
Can we find that and do in the show notes? Have a link to the sound.
The sound of dial-up. Throwback Tuesday.
Things I did not expect. Corey Sam, my favorite part of the dialogue. Oh, God. Oh, anyway. So while the llamas was going on, by the way.
Real quick, can I throw in something honest about net neutrality?
Sure, go ahead.
I like how we, as a people now, in our left-right leaning world, just imagine that everything that, like, for example, Obama likes,
right,
is something that nobody else should like. If you're a Republican, you shouldn't like anything that Obama ever says.
Right.
But Obama's not the bad guy on this one, believe it or not.
No, and on other things as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not the bad guy on this.
No.
And I think the Republicans, just generally speaking, should be all for openness and equal, allowing the small businesses to compete with the big businesses and everything like that. Like, that's sort of their deal.
No. Well, historically, yes, you're right.
Business first, but...
The new Republican Party now.
Well,
the neocon Republican Party.
What bugs me is that nobody is focusing on the real enemy, which is the cable companies. Right. Who are the real worst people in the history of the world.
And by the way, Comcast is saying they're still going to pursue purchasing Time Warner, which would make them the sole provider for like 70% of people in the country. So that's good. Yeah.
Jesus. Welcome to the oligopoly.
Exactly right. But hopefully that's going to be on its way out. Yeah. No, it won't. But this helps. This helps slow the progression.
Well, you got to buy Spectrum. So if you're the fourth biggest wireless company in the world, you have to buy a lot of Spectrum to move up. Nobody wants to sell it to you, so therefore you have to dig lines and...
Right. By the way, I do love the Key and Peele bit where he's playing Obama and he's sitting across the table from the Republicans and he's like, I don't know about you, but I hate big government. I think we need to cut Social Security and Medicare. And the Republicans are like, I think we need to expand Medicare. You guys got me over a barrel now. You got it.
It's like a...
We need to end the war in I think we need to end the war in Iraq. No, wait. He says, I think we need to prolong our investment in Iraq. And the Republicans are like, I think we need to get out of Iraq now. Tough negotiators. Okay, we'll get out of Iraq now. Yeah, but that's what it is. If he likes it, it's
like
bad.
the NRA argument where it's just like if all the anti-gun people just showed up at the next meeting and says like, let's ban guns.
Right.
Then that would become the new thing.
Right. But, I mean, in this case, moving on to the next topic I'm going to bring up, a couple weeks ago...
Oh, thank God.
A couple weeks ago...
Thank God we are finally going to be talking about... I have no idea what else the internet was going crazy about this week.
Oh, we covered 2 in 1 there a little bit. What was on Facebook this week? Shonda Rhimes' Thursday Nights ended this week.
Oh, so there's
How to Get Away with Murder?
How dare they don't let black women write television shows?
Yeah, but they do. That's the whole point.
This Shonda Rhimes guy is really bugging me. Listen.
Over your faux indictment of society.
Just put up a picture of, like, Wilford Brimley. I'm going to talk about Shonda Rhimes for a minute. You dick! You motherfucking asshole. Right. I don't care if you got the diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Thursdays ain't for you.
I think you're confused about
Thursdays for everybody. Thursday's not just for rich whitey.
Right?
Well, why don't you let somebody else have a chance? Why don't you let a woman have a chance? Why don't you let a black man have a chance? Why don't you let a black woman have a chance? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Shonda Rhimes.
Okay,
so... Right in your mustachy old face.
So anyway, a few weeks ago, Obama was talking about... going to war.
Oh, I got Red Bull in my eye.
Going to war against ISIS. And the Republicans are like, look at him. He's a war hawk. They talk so much shit about George W. Bush, and now he's rededicating us to the effort.
I actually do have something to say about this.
Okay, well, but let me finish. So then now he's saying, maybe we should think twice about going to war. And they're like, pussy. He's a pussy. I'm like, wait. So he adjusted and said what you told him you wanted, and you switched by now switching on him. There is no winning. There is no winning with this. We're so fucking divided. Burn it down and start over.
My favorite thing about, I was going to say my favorite thing about ISIS, but what I meant was my favorite thing about this whole ISIS situation.
Right, yeah.
Good save, Corey.
Yeah, Corey wants to go join ISIS.
Thank God I didn't say the part that I wasn't going to say.
TSA, if you see him at the airport, he's trying to go to Syria.
No, it says Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse.
That's what they all say.
Drive into Canada, then fly into Syria.
Nobody wants to go to Syracuse.
Wait, what was that movie with, was it Jim Carrey? Where they flew into Wichita or somewhere in Kansas, and then they detain him. Yeah. And like, who flies to Wichita at the last minute?
I was thinking more like the bit from The Simpsons where it's like Nelson likes Lisa. No, he doesn't. Janie likes Nelson. No, he doesn't. Milhouse likes Janie likes Milhouse. Nobody likes Milhouse. No, but seriously, my favorite thing about this whole ISIS deal is that a picture of who is being referred to as Jihad John or Jihad Joe,
right? Yeah,
showed up on the internet this week without his garb on, his ISIS uniform,
right? The
official uniform of ISIS,
right? Otherwise known as Enemy Number 2 on Call of Duty. That's basically it's kind of the jumpsuit with the black T-shirt and the black mask. Yeah.
An ununiformed picture of Jihad Joe showed up on the internet, and he was wearing a Pittsburgh Pirate cap.
Of course, he's from Pittsburgh.
Of course he likes Pittsburgh.
Fuck.
Explains so much.
He does.
No, but
if you're a Steelers or Pirates fan, obviously you hate America. That towel might as well be an ISIS flag. That's what I'm saying. I'm announcing it right now. If you wave a terrible towel, it might as well be an ISIS flag.
I need somebody who's really good at the internet thing to change all the terrible towels into ISIS.
Can we do? That's got to be. You got to do that in
be a
Photoshop, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just got to go frame by frame in Photoshop and change 70,000 yellow towels into
even one.
Just something that says ISIS.
If there's a picture of Big Ben whipping around an ISIS flag, I will pay you.
Big Ben?
I will pay the person who does that.
That's Philly.
Big Ben? Ben Roethlisberger?
Oh, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, who the fuck do you think I was talking about?
Ben Franklin?
Oh. That was the most out of context.
He's a big man named Ben. Pennsylvania, Philly.
Pittsburgh.
Shut up. Whatever.
Terrible towel, Ben.
Whatever. I like how the Pittsburgh...
Rapist Ben.
Rapist Ben. Not gentle Ben.
Not gentle. Not gentle at all, Ben.
Ben, quote unquote, all my bitches drink shots, Roethlisberger. What I enjoyed so much about this whole situation was that the Pittsburgh Pirates had to actually put out a statement
addressing it
that said, much like everybody else, we are sickened by the actions of ISIS and are horrified that he would be wearing our hat. You know, the Pittsburgh Pirates organization in no way supports ISIS.
Like, that's where we are as a society, by the way.
Like, if we don't put out an immediate statement saying that we denounce ISIS, then we're just going to...
It's a culture of fear. It's a culture of NDAA, secret prisons.
It would be a pretty funny press release, though, or just probably even better on Twitter.
Yeah.
If they were just like, hey, a fan's a fan.
I would have preferred it on Twitter if the person's autocorrect, we absolutely don't, became absolutely do. And it's 6 weeks of like, do the Pittsburgh Pirates support terror? And it's Sean Hannity like, I think we need to go to Pittsburgh. We need to burn the whole city down. That's un-American.
The offensive line of the Steelers is keeping people from going over the bridge. Brad Kiesel, like...
Oh my. Anyway,
he's defensive line, but it's all the same.
So while we were distracted by llamas,
they're all stupid ISIS members anyway.
While we were distracted by llamas and sharks,
pirate caps,
and pirate caps,
dresses,
ISIS was going through some of the oldest museums in the world and destroying 3,000 years of history. But certainly we can't pay attention to that. We were paying attention to right shark, left shark, whatever.
Didn't this happen in Rome at some point when the empire fell?
It did. When the Vandals took over in invaded Rome, which I learned today was not the capital of the Western Roman Empire at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we turned out all right in the end, so...
1,000 years of Dark Ages after that. A millennium of Dark Ages. So...
Yeah, but who's saying that wouldn't have happened otherwise?
Okay, true. I mean, well, it didn't happen in the Middle East, ironically. In the Middle East, they were very tolerant about... before the Crusades started, Jerusalem was like a melting pot of Jews and Christians and Muslims. And I saw this thing today about a guy who jumped off the highest point in Jerusalem and flew. He was the first human in recorded history to fly. He was gliding. He wasn't flying, but he sustained above the ground. And that was
Leonardo da Vinci?
No. Before that.
Oh.
1,000 years before him.
Hey.
While the Vandals were sacking Rome, he was doing this in Jerusalem. So.
Take that, Edgar and Wilbur Wright.
I don't think that's... Is that right?
Yeah.
Wilbur Wright. I don't think it's Edgar. It's Wilbur Wright.
Gotta go to old fancy Google.
I think Oscar. Oscar Wright?
Oh,
Orville. Orville and Wilbur. It's Orville and Wilbur Wright. Orville and Wilbur Wright.
Wilbur and Left Shark Wright.
It's horrible. It's horrible, isn't it?
It is horrible.
Yes! God, deep into the recesses to pull that out.
Yeah, but you also said Oscar and what else?
Whatever. I was working my way through it. I was working my way through it.
And what was my guess? Wilbur and...
I don't know. Can you remember?
Whatever.
We'll have to listen to the playback and figure out how wrong Corey was.
Tape. Oh, how wrong Corey is.
Yeah. Because I guessed, but then I corrected it.
I got 50% of it before you did.
Fair enough. So we each get a failing grade. A failing grade of 50. Unless it's Common Core, then we both pass. Anyway, so they destroyed all this history. It's a big deal. We should pay attention. My point for this week is this. One, cardio is great. Hashtag cardio for the OTA Fitness Challenge. But not paying attention is not great. Allowing ourselves to be distracted by all this bullshit is not great. Who gives a fuck what color the
bullshit.
dress is? Who gives a fuck what color the dress is? Who gives a fuck about the llamas? Who gives a fuck about...
A lot of people out there had a very, very unfortunate clout score that raised dramatically when they started talking about blue dress.
Me. I mean, listen, I liked it.
There were people out there who were unaware of the plight of the llama. And now they know. Now they know what it's like to be a llama. It ain't good. You get captured, you get taken away.
By the way, it was super racist that they called the black llama first.
You want to live in a cage like a llama does? I guess if you live in Chicago, there's a chance that that'll happen.
No, because we know where the llamas are being kept.
We know where the llamas are held.
Yeah, we know know
where they're taken.
We know where they're taken. We know what's going on with them. We know they're being treated fairly.
I want to confirm the llamas are still healthy and alive.
Well, by the way,
and are getting proper legal representation.
PETA probably shitting bricks about what's going on with these fucking llamas. Human beings being waterboarded in Chicago. Well, they probably did something. If you don't want to get arrested and thrown into an illegal jail, don't break the law. How about that? Next time you need help, call a crackhead.
When we have just because we were talking about ISIS, I feel like it's...
And to be fair, you're referring to it as ISIS, and I'm doing that too, but just it really is ISIL. We went through that whole discussion about ISIL versus ISIS,
whatever.
But it's ISIL. But go ahead. Yeah.
At CPAC, Scott Walker
said
in reasons why he should be president, if I can take care of 100,000 protesters, I can surely take care of ISIS.
Right.
So, I would very much like to hear how 100,000 protesters are going to suffer the same fate as ISIS.
Well, to be fair,
where did you put the bodies? And
he could be throwing them into secret prisons in Madison. Who the hell knows?
Oh yeah, that's why they don't have any school teachers anymore. That makes sense.
Could be that. Who knows?
I was wondering why my fifth period Wisconsin high school class was so light.
I also do love that the presumed candidate for 2016, Jeb Bush, people literally just leave the room when he starts talking, just to walk out. For people who don't know, CPAC is the Conservative Political Action Committee.
Yeah.
And it's the prequel for the Republicans in Iowa.
This is going to be such a massive shit show.
Well, it's not going to matter at all. The Koch brothers are going to decide who they want to be president, and they're going to buy the presidency. For the first time, somebody is literally going to purchase the presidency of the United States.
I just hope that there's plenty of good footage of Martin O'Malley being a fool.
We're coming in 15th in Iowa.
Act a fool.
Here's the thing. If you aren't pissed off now, you will be in December of 2016.
How upsetting is it that Martin O'Malley is probably one of the more deserving people rumored to be running for president?
Wait, deserving? Why is he deserving?
Well, look at the field over on the right side.
Okay.
And how many people on it, if it was O'Malley and Scott Walker,
I would say,
and you only could choose one of the two.
Well, how are we defining deserving though? Because Scott Walker paid his dues the same way that O'Malley did. Small local election, governorship. Now he's running for president.
I guess so.
I mean, Jeb Bush, whose father purchased him the governorship of Florida, when he moved there to run for governor.
Right.
I disagree with that. Rand Paul, who is nobody except for his dad finally got too old to run the show for the Libertarians.
Yeah.
So he passed. I mean, it is a nepotism at its finest.
I do like Rand Paul.
I love what he stands for. Well, for the most part, I like what he stands for.
Yeah.
But he is where he is because his dad has nothing to do with him.
He's a good lesser of two evils.
Yeah. If you're going to pick a bad one.
I like Dr. Ben Carson a lot.
I did.
I just wonder when he's going to completely lose it.
Oh, it's going to happen.
That's going to happen. And then we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a whole podcast about
the death or the fall of Dr. Ben Carson.
Fall of Dr. Ben Carson.
And I know it's coming, and that's why I don't put any faith in him, because I know he's not a professional politician.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen.
So he's gonna. Well, I mean, even the savvy politicians get run over by 24/7 media.
We're gonna go to Iowa. We're gonna go to Michigan. We're gonna go to California. Woo!
That guy runs the Democratic Party.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, he self-destructed on national TV.
That's the
we're in
man
a party.
now.
Yeah.
I think we've done good here today.
Yeah. So in other words, check out foundingthefuture.us. Find Founding the Future on Facebook. Make sure you like the page and find out about shit that you should be listening to and you're not.
And a dead drop.
And a dead drop, which also has a more variety of stories. But Founding the Future is focused on political stuff.
There was a great story on Dead Drop that I was reading today about how teens are using Instagram.
No, not teens. Not teens.
Tweens.
No, like adults are using it to prey on tweens, which is... But
then the teens are using it too to boost their... Like, they don't care where their money comes from kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. It's... God. And they don't have this concept that once the picture's out there, it's out there forever.
We're going to have to talk about this, I think, at some point.
I want to combine that story with one that was on a Dead Drop before about an artist who did pictures of life with social media. And, like, the guy's holding the phone at his waist, and it has Instagram, and there's 4 girls licking the phone.
Yeah.
With the 4 hearts. Like,
we'll touch on that next week.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that later. But so please be informed. Please know about these things. If the only things you knew about were the stuff that Corey was jokingly arguing were the most important stories of the week, that's a problem. You need to get informed. So.
Yeah, if you don't know that ISIS are huge Pittsburgh Pirates fans, then you got...
If you learned today that Pittsburgh is an anti-American city and that they all are supporting ISIS, then you need to be more informed.
Roethlisberger, more like Worthlessburger, am I right?
Wait, well, I don't know how you would make Roethlisberger into an Arab name. If Roethlisberger, more like Al Roethlisberger.
If you love America and hate ISIS, otheanthem.com, Corey at otheanthem. Corey at otheanthem.com, otheanthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube. Listener line. Talk about how much you love America. 443-219-7595.
What's that number again?
It's 443-219-7595.
That was very Fox News of you.
If you love America and hate ISIS. Well, listen, anybody who doesn't like Oh the Anthem on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, even if you don't have a Twitter account, start a Twitter account,
just
follow
us.
us.
Yeah.
Well, then clearly you support ISIS.
Right. And you're also a communist and a socialist.
You're going to go on a list.
Yes.
You're going to be like Rob, thinking that school teachers should make $30 million and Matt Weeder should make dick.
Not my point of that. Not the point of that conversation. Anyway, you can find me online on all your social networks, as I've said. Literally anything you have to communicate with the world around you, I have an account, and it's at Robert N. Cheek.
At Robert N. Cheek on Carrier Pigeon.
If you look at a raven, you say, take this to at Robert N. Cheek, it'll find me, okay?
So, it'll land on your shoulder and drop the note in your hand.
Right, three-eyed raven for my Game of Thrones fans. What up? Anyway, deaddrop.com for all of the lesser-known news stories, the ones we're talking about here today, and even more. You can find them on there. Foundingthefuture.us, the political blog, and themovementinsurrection.com. News coming out on that website. You're going to be able to find out news about the new book coming out as well. And buy my book on Amazon.
Buy Rob's book.
Make sure you get in touch with us. Join the Facebook event for the love letter.
Yeah.
One last reminder, #cardio is the OTA fitness challenge word of the week.
And at some point this week, I'll run on a treadmill and see how I do. So how long it takes me to do that mile.
So you would definitely want to add at the Anthem on Instagram to see that ridiculousness.
See how large I'll just take a picture of the national debt instead. And
as always, you're listening to the Oh the Anthem podcast, part of the Oh the Anthem digital network. For Corey and all real true Americans, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.
America, fuck yeah!
So there you have it, episode 47 of the Oh the Anthem podcast. This week we have a special treat for you. Not only do we have last week's full episode featured right here, but we also have the episode we referenced during the podcast where we first talked about net neutrality. That's right here. Before you go, make sure you like and subscribe so you can get all this content in your inbox weekly. Other than that, have a great week, everybody.